Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah, and I'm with the Hope Project, and I'm here with my friends Fred and Val. You guys tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do here at Resonate.
Hi, I'm Fred Syswerda,
I'm Val Syswerda.
and we have an 11-step spiritual group, and we have a group's purpose that we read at the beginning. I'll let my wife read that.
11-step spiritual group. The sole purpose of the 11-step spiritual meeting is for people who want to further their spiritual growth. Our primary purpose is to recover from addictions or strongholds in ourselves or family members. We use the 12 steps originated from Alcoholics Anonymous and the scriptural principles that they were formed from to help people recover from dependencies.
So in our group, we call it the 11th step. The 11th step in 12-step recovery states that we seek through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. We find that many 12-step recovery programs don't allow the spirituality that we strive for in our. We use the Life Recovery Bible as a guide to go through this. So we offer a place for people to come to further their spiritual growth.
So, what is the correlation with sex trafficking and drug addiction?
Many times, as I'm sure is been stated before, drugs and alcohol are used as a lure to bring people into trafficking and actually as a way to entrap them into it too. So we give people a place to come to help overcome their addictions.
Also, it's a safe place. We strive for anonymity, which means when you come there, what you say stays there. And people really enjoy coming to a place, be able to share their feelings and what's on their heart and mind without anyone telling anyone else or spreading gossip.
Yeah, they have proven that is a very big problem. Is drug addiction can bring somebody into sex trafficking, or they are into sex trafficking and they use drugs to numb the pain. So a life recovery program is key to helping in recover with the trauma of sex trafficking. Have you guys ever seen people coming out of drug addiction?
Well, we do, that being the focus, and we find that there are so many issues with addiction. We're there to consistently be a place where people can come, and kicking the drugs and alcohol is one thing, but dealing with behaviors and dealing with traumas from the past is another. So we're there on an ongoing basis. We've been running this meeting for 10 years at various places, and we are there on a consistent basis. We're here at the church, 6 o'clock on Thursday, every Thursday, which we've learned to say, except for Thanksgiving. So our light is always on, and it's a place that we've had people that come and go, but we are there for everybody at any given time.
Yes.
Well, and the other thing about ourselves is we can relate with these people that have used drugs and alcohol, because I myself have been clean and sober for over 27 years, and Fred has been over 25 years. So if you've been there, you know, we can really relate with them and where they're at, because we too have been through what they have with drug addiction or alcohol. And so the unity of the group is so important, because we can't do it alone. But if we all share together and strive for the same goal, to stay away from drugs and alcohol, that is what helps us all stay clean.
That is very true. Can you share a testimony of your program's impact?
First off, I want to state that, like we've already said, anonymity is an important part of what we do. So we're very hesitant to bring up a certain individual or situation that's happened other than our own success in the program. But we've asked somebody for permission to be able to use their situation. As an outreach to the community, our number is published in all the local newspapers as a resource. Newaygo has a wonderful recovery community. It was a summer day, I think. We got a call that came up on the caller ID from New Orleans. Do you answer calls from New Orleans?
Not usually.
Okay, there was just a prompt, and I told Val to answer it. It was a lady who had found our number online just by looking in these ads through the paper, and she couldn't contact her mother, and she thought we were right in the area, and we were within 5 miles of her house. And Val spoke with the lady and went to the house, and the lady was unconscious on the floor. So all the way from New Orleans, we got the phone call because we make ourselves available in the community. And that's another thing that we do as part of our meeting. We have resources that people can reach out to and become familiar with the recovery community in Newaygo.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how would you help survivors of sex trafficking with their drug or alcohol addiction?
First, we'd start off with what their needs were, get them to a meeting. They would be in the group. We'd all share our experience, strength, and hope. If they needed a sponsor, we would get them a sponsor. If they weren't involved in the whole project, I would contact Deborah myself. So we would make sure that they have the help that they need to get where they need to be.
Yes.
And also, again, the focus of our group is to provide a spiritual aspect to this, again, using the Bible as a means for recovery, which we all know, whether you are an addict or not, is key to your spiritual health. And we know spiritual health has everything to do with recovery.
Yes, and the Hope Project is a faith-based organization as well. So we like to lead our girls to Jesus and get their recovery, and they've got something really positive to look forward to with our program. We do have life recovery classes that I don't think they're meeting at this time right now because of the COVID, but we have that resource here now in Newaygo with Resonate Church and with Fred and Val and their group on Thursday nights. There'll be a link to the phone number for the church and to the website if you have any questions about it or would like to get a hold of them directly. Is there anything else that you guys would like to share?
I have one thing that I think is really amazing. Our group is published in the Highlight and several other places, and we have people from the community that come in and go to our meeting, and then the next week you see them in our church, and that is awesome. And then eventually their whole family's here. So I really love that. And then, another thing is there's people in the church that, come to our meeting, and then they're involved in our meeting. And I just think that's so cool that we can reach people from all over, no matter what their religion or Christianity is. Some of them don't have any when they come into our meeting. And then, they hear the testimonies and how others share, and they want that too. So I think that's great.
It is great. So, Fred, what do you think the symptoms are for a parent to look into if their teen is addicted to drugs or alcohol?
That's a good question. I just want to add that our meeting does deal with that too. It's not just for people who are actively addicted, but it's for friends and family members too, to help cope with these situations and gain insight. Some of the symptoms in teenagers, and I can speak for this personally, if you have a teen that suddenly has a change in school habits, if they are all of a sudden becoming secretive, and if they become kind of ornery and they want to be left alone, leave me alone. Some of that goes with being a teenager, but these things will be out of sorts, and if they start to add up, a whole another group of friends is another thing, and a hesitancy for them to divulge who these friends are is a main source. Staying out past curfews, just, basically violating house rules. These are things that kind of all are indicators. And obviously finding things that are, that shouldn't be. If you find something that they shouldn't have, they're probably gonna tell you, well, that's the first time. Probably it's not. And the other thing, of course, is to look for things that are disappearing around the house. Check if your cash is disappearing out of your wallet or your purse. Nobody's going to admit to that, but
That's very true. Look at their phone, look at what they're doing on their computer, pay attention to the friends that they're starting to hang out with. Get them involved in youth groups. I know the church here has an amazing youth group. Get them involved in the mentoring program that's offered through Newaygo. There's so many things that we could do to protect our kids and our teenagers. So that's definitely something that you want to look out for. Is your child withdrawing? Are their grades slipping? Just like Fred said. So definitely something to watch for.
Are they in trouble with the law? That's a big one, because normally drug and alcohol addiction is going to lead you to do something that's against the law. Therefore, it'll be apparent, I think, if things like that start happening, you'll know. And like Fred said, their grades in school, definitely being agitated, withdrawn. And, I always like to look at their eyes and, talk with them. And you'll come to know, if you do that every day, if something's going on.
Exactly. Yep. I agree.
There are some programs in Grand Rapids. There's an Al-Anon for the friend or family of alcoholic or drug addict, and there's also an Alateen. They may not be meeting now, but that is a resource that you could look up, and there should be some kind of website or somewhere that they talk about that, and you can get the help you need.
Yeah, I think we might look at that and put a link up for you.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you both for coming here today with me and sharing about your own testimony, as well as the testimonies of others that have been through your program. And you guys are such a blessing. I've been to your meetings. They're amazing. The people that go there are amazing. And it's something that we really need in this community as an outreach, is to help others that are broken and lost or just need that extra support. So thank you, everybody, and God bless.